Hey there everyone, it's Aaron Hughes from FuDog Group, and in this video I'm going to share a simple step that you can do in your time management system to help you get more done. So I'm going to assume that you all have a task list or a to-do list that you look at every day. It could be in software, it could be on a piece of paper, it doesn't really matter to me, but let's assume that you have this list of tasks that you know you need to do. And my recommendation, my step for you is this, and this is something I like to do at the beginning of every week when I'm kind of like looking at my whole week. Most of my stuff is divided up day by day, but I'm looking at my whole week. And in that time, I like to just take a little pencil if I have a piece of paper, or I might have a little block in my time management software, and I like to put an estimated amount of time associated to that task. So like phone call to, my insurance agent, 5 minutes, or like send the email to such and such a person. I know that one's going to take 10 minutes. And usually tasks are like 5, 10, 15, 20. I know some tasks are really big and challenging. I got to really tackle it and sink my teeth in. That might be an hour. And it's a best guess that you're doing. You're not going to be accurate, but you can just kind of make a simple best guess on how long you think it will take. Now, the reason why I recommend this, the reason why I like doing it, it made a big difference when I started doing it. It's really just this. When I have some time in between Zoom calls, because I have a lot of Zoom calls in the day, when I have time in between those calls, I know I've got, my call finished a little bit early. I've got 20 minutes before my next Zoom call. I can go to my task list and I can kind of do a quick scan and see what I can knock out in 20 minutes because I've already identified how long I think something will take. Now, it's never going to be perfect, but the more you do it, the better you're going to get at estimating the time accurately. And so I can go down the list. I'm like, I can knock out these, 4 5-minute phone calls, and I'll get those off my list, and I know I've got time to do them. And what this solves is we often have this this kind of thing in our mind where like we finish something and we look at starting something else, but the gap in between, we're like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do anything in that. And then, we don't really like pick apart each point in our task list to say, what can I squeeze in, in these gaps? And so this solves the squeezing things into the gaps kind of problem that many people have. And the other reason why I like it is I'm kind of very competitive with myself. I'm naturally competitive to myself. I'm actually not really competitive to other people. If you're winning, I don't care. I'm happy for you, and I'm not going to really try to beat you. But I often try to compete myself on, like I set a benchmark, and then I try to beat that benchmark. And so writing down the times of different types of different tasks, 5 minutes for this, 10 for that, 30 for this, an hour for that, then I kind of also am setting the benchmark that I'm trying to beat, sort of a beat the clock approach to your time management system. It's kind of a little bit of a gamification in a fun way, low stakes, but that, for me, that's just icing on the cake. The real benefit is to look at my task list and say, I've got 5 minutes before lunch is ready. I have a 5-minute task and I'm going to handle it right now. Or, I've got 20 minutes before, my next Zoom call. I know I'm not going to start that hour-long problem, challenge that I need to really dig into, but I have some lighter tasks that I can knock out real quick. So the time, assigning a time to these, it's not a hard and fast rule. There's a lot of flexibility. It's imperfect, but I think it helps you squeeze things into gaps in your day that you may not have realized, and also adds a bit of fun gamification if you're like me and you try to compete with yourself to beat the clock in how long things take. All right, so try that this week on your tasks. Just assign a little time to each one and see how it works. I hope you find it as helpful as I do. Have an amazing day.